Hello everyone, I'd like to share a journal I made in between the Christmas ones that I've been working on in the last few weeks. It's a botanical, I call it blush. There's a lot of pink. A chipboard cover. It measures 4.5 inches wide, 8.5 inches high, and it has a 1 3/4 inch spine. There's 4 hand-stitched signatures for a total of 168 pages. I've used a digital by the Booksmith Shop called Wildflower Journal Pages. There's 4 of them at the beginning of each signature. And here on the cover I used a photo mat that I altered and did some collage here, and then you open it up, and here is some Tim Hortons, some Tim Holtz ephemera, and with just a see-through pocket. And this paper here is a scrapbook paper. I think it's from my mind's eye, I'm not sure. So here's the first signature. I love the wildflower look. This is from a botanical book in French. There's some tea-stained paper. Here is a vintage postcard. It says un baiser, a kiss, and it's a postcard from a brother to his sister. It's quite sweet, and the handwriting is gorgeous. And here is a postage stamp from France. Some vintage ledger, another botanical book page, some lined paper, craft, these sweet little ledger sheets that I just love. Here is this from Edith Holden. It's the violet, and I backed it with some paper. And here is it from a plant analysis book, and it's dated May 28th, 1976. This is original, and it is for the viola, which is a quite interesting book. And in the middle of the signature, I altered an envelope. It's on the vertical, but it has a window envelope with some fussy cutting, and I hinged it to an Edith Holden page where I wanted to fold it in two. And inside here is a journaling card that I made to fit the envelope. Here is a little coin envelope that I punched. Here, and these are some definition tags for bloom, blossom, seed, and some tickets. These are from, I don't know how to say it, Elopa on Etsy, these tickets here. I think same as those, same as these definition cards. Here is a vintage napkin that I cut up and made a pocket out of it. Here is some vintage ledger from a little notepad. A cash transfer, vintage cash transfer. Here's an authentic invoice dated 1955 for romaine lettuce, spinach, lettuce from Putty. So it's really nice. And the back of the first signature, it opens up the second signature. The foxglove, one of my favorites. It's gorgeous. That's that slim vintage ledger sheet. Here's an authentic City Water Department, dated 1912. It's the reading, and for a total cost of $1.50. These are vintage receipts. This one is from Avon with the duplicate. Another botanical page is gorgeous. The apple blossoms. That foxglove again. Here I played with some Tim Holtz spray. And here I just punched some paper, some fussy cutting of a butterfly that I wrapped around the page. and a label. The label is from Musings by Nikki. Or the botanical definitions are from Musings by Nikki. The middle of the second signature is a vertical envelope at the top opening. So again, there I did some fussy cutting. This is from the Edith Holden book. And also the this page that I hinged to it. And inside is a journaling card. Here in this little folder, this is something I saw on Instagram. I wish I would have written down the lady's name. If anybody recognizes it, it opens up. It opens up. The one I did is it opens up this way, but on the Instagram it opens up. And there's 3 sections. And in here is a little glassine envelope with 5 stamps of birds. Really sweet. 5 stamps of birds. In this here is a little envelope. There's 5 stamps of butterflies. And in this one here, there's 5 stamps of flowers. So again, if anybody recognizes this, please let me know. If you know the Instagram subscriber, I'd love to give her credit for this item. The other side of that paper that I played with the Tim Holtz spray, this was a cut-off from the Edith Holden book. So I put it here on the edge with a little label. There's the foxglove with, I think you can see that, with the bee butt. I just love it. Love bee butts. I included another one here, a bee butt. You can find them all over Pinterest. So this is the second signature. The third signature, the iris. Here is a corner tuck with a little thank you card that I put in as a corner tuck. I really like the that little sentiment. It's in French, and with a couple of journaling cards. And in this little glassine envelope, I did some fussy cutting. Let me get this out here. I did some fussy cutting and some little bit of collage. And in here is a little folder with little journaling cards. More journaling, botanical book. The middle of this signature is this envelope. This is a fussy cutting, and I opened up the envelope. I like the look of it. I like the rusty look. And there's the back. See, that little bit sneaks out here. And I did a little corner tuck. This is a vintage calling card. Some raffle tickets. A little journaling card. There's also room behind this handmade paper to tuck something. Here is a vintage wallpaper. I made an envelope, and inside is a journaling card. Some more botanical book. So that was the third signature. The fourth signature, the Bleeding Heart. It's gorgeous. Vintage ledger paper. Here is an envelope It's a love letter, but it's only dated 1965, so I chose to hide the names. These people can still be alive. And I did some collaging and fussy cutting, and I left the envelope open. Here is just a picture. The lady's name is Melanie. She was at university, and Ron was in the at school in the United States Navy. And I like the ink color, and also the paper is beautiful. So it's a letter to dear Melanie with love, Ron. And just a vintage photograph, thinking it was Melanie. And more botanical book. Here, just a page from a botanical book, Wildflowers for Your Garden. And this was fussy cut from that book, and I included it here with a little frog there on the leaf. And you can see that. So sweet. It's a lot of room for journaling. The middle of this signature is just a regular envelope from a greeting card. It's a light pink, so I did some fussy cutting. This is a piece of a vintage ledger from 1917, so I did some collage here. Inside here is a journaling card, and I hinged it to this rice paper with bits of botanical pieces in it. And in here, I created a little side tuck with the envelope. Here again is from another plant analysis book that I have, and it's an original page, and I put that vintage looking Scotch tape, and this book is dated 1892. And from another botanical book, which would be interesting for leaf analysis, is the type of leaf blades. And here you have the arrangements of leaves, the attachment of leaves, and the leaf axils. Here, from this botanical book, when I cut the top, I was left with this little bit that I really like. I didn't want to throw it out. I like my little bits and pieces. And I just like the drawing of it. And here is it's a beetle. It's a Devil's Coach House beetle. It's I thought it was a cute little element. Here is vintage. A vintage wallpaper, and here is a vintage seed packet label in French of a foxglove. Again, this is from another botanical book. So that's the other side of the envelope from Ron to Melanie. That vintage, the other side of that vintage ledger, the botanical book page, and the end of the fourth signature. So this is one that I snuck in between the Christmas journal. I should have another video soon with the last Christmas journal for this year. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.